Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our series. We're going to be continuing our discussion of the five pillars of Islam. So, last video, we did discuss how the Shahada influences our understanding of Islam, its significance. And today we're going to go over Salah. So, we have teacher Fatma here who understands the Qur'an in a word for word linguistic approach as opposed to the traditionalist, hadith focused interpretation of the five pillars. So, today we'll be going over Salah, and I'll give the floor to teacher Fatma.
Yes, Salam Saif, nice seeing you again. And thank you for having me. I love our conversations and, you know, exploring the Quran from a linguistic point of view. So my method, as you mentioned, is I go to the word, and each word I go back to look for the meaning of it from even the sound, not from only the dictionary, but the sound of every letter. So that's my approach. I'm going to share with you the document about the Salah and why I view Salah a little differently than the traditional point of view, where it's usually um, called prayer. Okay. So where was I? That's the document, but I'm like at the bottom of the bottom document now. So the meaning of Salah. So if you focus on the Quran, for everyone who goes and research the Quran, you're going to find that the word Salah is mentioned in the Quran more than 100 times. A linguistic tafsir of the Quran requires words meanings to be consistent across the whole Quran. So it's not like one time you say, oh, the word Salah here means this or here means that. It should be across, like not only in the word Salah, in every word in the Quran. And I feel there is no what they call mutaradif. Like I would say we have the same family of words, but no word is the same like the other. Maybe I can give you a quick example, Saif. Like the word ja'a and ata, okay?
Mhm.
Lots of people, they translate them came. And if you go to the Quran, you'll find that came. You don't find difference between them. They say, oh, ja'a safe, it means safe came. Or ata safe means safe came.
Yeah.
While in the Arabic, ja'a and ata are not the same in the Quran. Because you find in one ayah where Musa was told by his people, أُدِينَ من قبل أن تأتينا ومن بعد ما جئتنا. It didn't say ومن بعد ما أتيتنا, which means we were harmed before he said أتيتنا. And me, I translated approached us. ومن بعد, after you came to us. So what's the difference? It's a slight difference, but it's significant. من قبل أن تأتينا, before you approached us, it means you are not physically with us.
Yeah.
You are not here. So ata usually is used in the Quran for something or someone who's not physically with you. And
Hmm.
ja'a, it's like it's physical. It's there here. It's there. Okay. So it is like visible in a way to you.
Right.
Versus ata, you use it for something that's not visible to you.
Got it.
So that's the approach I use. Yeah, so I don't accept like you tell me Ja'a and Ata are the same. They mean the same thing. No, they don't mean the same thing. Because the Quran was not a language written by Saif or Fatima where we don't care. The Quran, that's the miracle of it. Like it is coming from above. Like every word is different. So we'll take that into also understanding the Salah. So what I was saying is now the word Salah, like if you look at it, they mostly tell you it's a connection with you and Allah, and it comes from the root word Sila. But in reality, when you really go and look for the root word of Sila is wasala. So it's not Salat, it's wasala.
Hmm.
But if, and sometimes they tell you it's the dua or it's a prayer, it's a mercy. There is an ayah that says, Inna Allah wa malaikatuhu yusalluna ala nabi. And here is Allah praying. They tell you, no, no, no. In that ayah, it means mercy. So mercy is mentioned in the Quran, rahmah. The Quran could have used the rahmah. You see what I
Right.
mean? So, but these words do not share a linguistic origin. Like rahma has a different root word, rahim. But Salah really comes from the word Sali. The root word of Salah is Sali. And when you want to know what Sali means is when you put something in order. Okay, so I'm going to prove it here. If we look at Surah Al-Ma'un, which we've seen before, this surah came number 17 at the early age of the Islam. And if you load the tradition of Islam, they tell you the Salah was prescribed in Isra and Mi'raj, which is in the 10th year. But here we are right at the beginning, in the first 3 months of the revelation. You have this ayah that talks about Salah. And as you dig, in the Quran, you start to see what's going on here. So let's see. أَرَأَيْتَ الَّذِي يُكَذِّبُ بِالدِّينِ. Did you see he who denies the system? And we talked about the system. So people are denying the system of Allah that was established for this life on earth. The system of we coexist, we live with care and compassion, with justice, we share the resources of the earth and all of that, like we mentioned in the meaning of the surah. So here it says, who's the one who denies the system? Those who pushes away the orphans, they don't care about the needy, and they don't encourage the feeding of the poor. So then it moves to فَوَيْلٌ لِلْمُصَلِّينَ, like, go like, wow, to the causers of order. So where is it? Where is the ayah going to? What's the verse is leading us to? It's leading you to tell you who are these, because I call them musallin, not those who pray. In the traditional, they call them those who pray. But really, it's those who are the causes of order, like it's the leaders that are supposed to establish order. It says, what are they doing? They are neglectors of their order. And you notice here, Salah is with Aleph, okay? These are things that you remark when you start to dig deeper. So my question is, those who neglect their order, they are not making the order in the society. How do we know that? By these points. The point is they're not taking care of the orphans. They're not so they're not establishing an order in the society. Otherwise, you're going to have like problems. You're going to have civil wars at the end when you don't feed people. We can see it all the time throughout history. But what are they? They show off. They're leaders. They are in those, nice, beautiful homes. And they tell you, like, every time they speak, I'm going to be doing for you and give you and just vote for me. And once they take the post, the positions, you have, Democrats, you have Republicans, you have Congress, you have the House, you have all of that. Yet look what's happening, whether in our time or before. It's always like a show off, but in reality, they're preventing assistance. Like America is one of the most rich countries in the world, yet people cannot afford medical bills. They cannot afford living, So to me is the true system that is established by source is we establish order. So to me, this is the word what Salah means. Now, I'm not saying Salah does not mean prayer. We're going to start to discover in other ayat. So now in Surah Nur, you see this ayah, which is أَلَمْ تَرَ أَنَّ اللَّهَ يُسَبِّحُ لَهُ مَنْ فِي السَّمَوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ. Didn't you see that Allah, for it moves, who is in the above and the earth? And then it says, what tayr? And light bodies, it could be birds, it could be whatever that is light and can be flying. It says, وَالطَّيْرَ صَافَّاتٍ, lined up. كُلٌّ قَدْ عَلِمَ صَلَاتَهُ. So it means everything that was created knows its salah. So are you telling me that animals are also praying? Are you telling me that, vegetables are praying? Are you telling me the sun and the moon are praying? And by the way, there is an ayah that says, الشمس والقمر يسجدان in Surah Al-Qamar. So, and this is the Salah with Aleph. It's just like the previous one. That's why I told you note how it's written with Aleph. So we are really literally talking about an order here, because everything notes its order, and it's coming after you sabbih, the motion. Like the atom knows its order and how to move, everything is in motion and everything is moving, but they move in an order. Wallahu alimun bima yaf'alun. So the only one who can put himself in order or not is the human, because we have the free will. Everything else was put in order.
Right.
Everything else know its own order. I never woke up and I didn't find, sunrise. Sun never said, I'm not going to come up today. But a human can say, I'm not getting up to clean my room today.
Mm-hmm.
So everything is disciplined, it's in order. So that's, to me, the word Salih is order. Now we come to descriptions of al-mu'minun in Surah al-Mu'minun. Okay, it says, قَدْ أَفْلَحَ الْمُؤْمِنُونَ. Indeed, those who are secure succeeded. الَّذِينَ هُمْ فِي صَلَاتِهِمْ خَاشِعُونَ. And you see here, it's with alif as well. Those who attentively put themselves in order. So far, I brought to you a few verses with Salah, with alif, okay? And I will get to the word Salah with wow, and then tell you what's the difference between them, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And that's why when you start to dig into researching the Quran with the linguistic, you need to see how what was written and what is the root word and what does it mean and the context of the ayah. You have to look at all of those points. So in Surah Al-Hajj, it says, الَّذِينَ إِن مَكَّنَّاهُمْ فِي الْأَرْضِ. Those who, if, in, N is if we empowered them in the earth, أقاموا الصلاة, established order. And that always bothered me. So does that mean if we are not empowered, let's say if I live in Gaza now and there is war, I'm not supposed to pray?
Yeah.
Because there
Mm-hmm.
is that if. So what order it's talking about here now? That's why the wow here, Salah is with wow. So now it's not the Salah within you. There is a wow here. So this is like establishing order in the society. And wa'atu zakah, and approach zakah. And zakah comes from zakah. We will work on it in the third pillar. And zakah is basically to grow and to develop yourself. وَأَمَرُوا بِالْمَعْرُوفِ وَنَهُوا عَنِ الْمُنْكَرِ. And commanded what is known as wrong. And to Allah belongs the consequences of events. So I wanted to bring a point to you here, Saif. Here I'm saying Salah with well, I'm establishing order in the society because I'm empowered now. I am not under colonialism. I am free in my
Right.
society. I'm free in my home. I can establish order. So you're going to tell me, how about here? You had Salat with Aleph, but you were talking about establishing order in the society as well. Yeah, here we're talking about people in leadership. Those who are in leadership, if they don't establish their own order, they can never establish the system.
Mm-hmm.
So like we say in Arabic, فَقُدِ الشَّيْءِ لَا يَعْطِيهِ. If you don't have something, you cannot give it, you cannot share it. Or like we say in English, we cannot pour from an empty cup. So
Mm-hmm.
you need to fill yourself first, to be in harmony with Allah first, to be in good discipline, in good order, then take the leadership to establish the deen.
So is the personal order that is traditionally understood, is that the 5 salawat a day?
The,
Is
the,
that
the five prayers, that the five salah, I call them the discipline or the practice. If you're gonna go to a marathon, okay,
right?
what are you supposed to do daily? You go to the park and run every day because you're entering a marathon. You can call
Right.
the marathon is your goal, but you
Mm-hmm.
need to do the practice. So the goal is to stay in order, in harmony with God, in with Allah, a connection with Allah, so that the shaitan cannot, take you and you get separate from Allah at all. You stay connected. So I look at the five daily prayers. That's why I will continue with you, showing you the verses where you find how you understand that deeper. The Quran says, حافظوا على الصلوات والصلاة الوسطى, which I'm going to share now. What is the salawat is a plural of salah. So it means there are types of salah. Already by seeing the alif and waw, it's giving you a hint, like
Yeah.
different types of salah. So let
So
me
so
share.
far as I understand it, the leader who gives equitable resources to the orphan and takes care of the poor, he is performing salat.
He's performing already his 5 daily prayers. He is connected. He is in order. And then when he took the leadership, he's establishing order in the society as well. I'm not going to do this one now yet. I will do it later. I just want to get to this ayah. حافظوا على الصلوات والصلاة الوسطى وقوموا لله قانتين. So when it tells you guard your orders, like, there's so many types of salah. That's what I said. As-salawat is orders, is a plural of salah. But then it says the middle order is like really important, was Salat al-Wusta. Traditionally, when they look at this, they tell you, oh, you have 5 prayers and make sure you pray Asr. And
Hmm.
I found this like really, there is no proof of it. Like
Yeah.
in the
Like why are we
Quran,
emphasizing the middle of the like what's important about the middle of the day?
exactly. Like I feel like all Salah are the same. Fajr, if anything, the hardest one is Fajr to get up to it.
Yeah.
To me is it's not talking about the practical salah here. That's why I put types of salah. There is the practical daily salah to put ourselves in order, discipline. And there is the social salah to make sure we honor order in society by establishing rules and regulations that benefit every human. And there is the highest form of salah. If you do those two and you stay in that, is to be in alignment with the divine. It's the discipline to be aligned at each moment. So this number 3 really is the one in Surah Al-Mu'minun. قد أفلح المؤمنون الذين هم في صلاتهم خاشعون. You are really attentive and every moment you stay to keep yourself in order. In another surah, which people can go and check it, Surah Al-Ma'arij, it says, الذين هم على صلاتهم دائمون, I believe, like continuity. So it says like, we pray 5 times. So you pray Fajr, Dhuhr, Asr, Maghrib, Isha. But this is like, if you look at math, this is like you pray, then you stop, then you pray, then you stop. Is like it's not a continuous function. But the
Right.
Quran is saying da'imun, continuous. So to be in continuous function, to evolve, it says khashi'un all the time, salatim khashi'un. You really need to be attentive to your life every moment. You stay in order. So, what is this order when we talk about personal order? What's happening when you pray? That's why I call it the practical salah. You get up, you wash. So, you are thinking of cleansing, but you're
Mhm.
cleansing the physical body. Do you think Allah only looks at your physical body or Allah looks at cleansing your heart? That's why the Quran was described as إنه لقرآن كريم في كتاب مكنون, as it's in a sealed book, and لا يمسه إلا المطهرون, only those who are cleansed, who are able to really get to the Quran and understand it and live by the teachings of it. So, how to cleanse me spiritually? Then, when I go and I stand up to pray, I start with Al Fatiha. What is Al Fatiha? Al Fatiha is gratitude. But just to stand up and you read Al Fatiha, you're reading gratitude. You're putting yourself into that state of being grateful, being appreciative that I am alive. And then when we make ruku', do you think Allah is a human who likes you to bow and go down? But this is a symbolism of what? Of let go. So you can allow whatever comes to you from the divine when you are in harmony, when you're connected. When we go to the sujud, you put yourself all the way down and you put your head down. This is a time where you're saying, I don't want to be distracted by the word. and I wanted to really tune in and to yield the universe, Allah, source, divine light, whatever you want to call it, to come through me. Because in reality, we are not a body, we are spirit, but having a human experience. Okay.
Hmm.
So that's the practical salah. And then it puts you in the momentum of staying in that order. So what do? You woke up, you prayed Fajr. You have to look around you. I'm appreciative to have a bedroom. So keep
Yeah.
your room. I'm appreciative, to have a shower where people, for example, you see what's happening in the world. People don't have that, especially us in the States. We should be the most grateful people in the world for now.
Yeah.
So we
Yeah.
appreciate what we have. But then, if you just pray Fajr and then don't pray Dhuhr, you may get off track. But if you keep from Fajr to Dhuhr prayer, okay, you stay in that momentum of appreciation, of gratitude, and establishing order at home, at work, within you, all of that. Can you imagine how you affect the society?
Yeah. You master a personal order, and now you can positively
Yeah.
affect what's around you.
But when it says Hafidu as-Salah and then it says Salat al-Wusta, coming to the point of Asr, it's not talking about the Asr prayer. But that Salat al-Wusta, that verse came in between. It's in Surah al-Baqarah. The viewer can go and research this. It came in the middle of societal problems. The Quran is talking about divorce, about the death, about issues that happen in the society. How can we establish order, set rules and regulations to protect the society, to protect the orphans, to protect the widow, to protect, the children that are left out. So that's why, even if you don't make order within you, you have to make sure there is order in the society. Even if your house is a mess, if you are in a position of leadership, you go and you make sure the others are taken care of. That's why it says, guard your salah, but most importantly, guard the middle time. So me, I put them in that order. And not only me, honestly, I have to give credit. He passed away, an Arabic scholar, an excellent scholar of Arabic, Quranic Arabic. Passed away in COVID, may Allah bless him. But he is the one, who really got to that understanding of the Salah, because he is an expert in the linguistic, in the letters of the Arabic. He's a top linguistic person that I met in my entire life. His name is Qusay. So for those who understand Arabic, if they want to go and listen to his YouTube videos, in fact, when he was teaching me this about like 15, 20 years ago, he he said it may come a day that I'm not around, and I know maybe you could be the only one who's going to mention my name. That's why he came to my mind now. So may God bless him. He was the one who really discovered this beauty and shared it with me. And here I'm sharing it with you guys.
That's beautiful.
Thank you. So we still have other verses, but I think, we can do them next time.
Yeah.
And we introduce also zakah, okay?
That sounds like a plan. I have a richer understanding of Salat now. You put it amazingly in this video. So
Okay, thank you. And make sure you keep up with your prayers, the
yes,
practical ones. You
yes,
keep
will
up
do.
with your order. Your home should be always clean and
Yeah.
your heart. And
Hmm.
most importantly, in this new generation, like I mentioned, I always mention to all of you in my Sunday class, I feel they're kind of confused. So the parents are saying something, they go to Sunday school. Sometimes the Sunday school could be traditionalist, and then they go to public school. It's very secular, and these kids are confused and they don't know
Yeah.
what to do. And my advice to this new generation, if you cannot pray Dhuhr and Asr, whatever, on time because you're in school, that's not at the end of the world, because time cannot be made up. You pray Fajr and you go to school, you pray your Maghrib, and you miss Dhuhr Asr, but when you get home, pray your Maghrib and Isha. But what's important is use the Salah to help you to cleanse your heart and to stay in a gratitude mode. And that will help you live in any society. You know,
Mm,
I was always like a person since I was a kid, I was always keeping up with my salah. And it always reminds me what's right and what's not. And that gave me strength and it gives me that security, like mu'min. So when I came 40 years ago, I was the only one with the scarf at Syracuse University.
right.
And the other Muslims would tell me, why you're covering, you look odd, you don't have fear, all of that. I say, I'm secure within me, but I
Yeah.
felt it's really my prayers and that kept me in that order all these years. So that's my advice to you, Safe, to Amin, my kid who's your friend, and also to all your age group.
Well, I always keep your reminders in mind. So, you
Okay.
know,
Thank
yeah.
you. I'll see you in next video, inshallah.
Okay. Yeah. We'll see you then. Thank you, everyone, for watching.
Thanks. Salam.